Hello, everybody. This is Marshall Liu from Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, HKUST. First, I want to thank the Science Museum for the invitation to give a talk. 我哋廣東話咧，麻麻地嘅。如果講得唔好咧，大家多多包容。我只能講埋英文同埋廣東話嘅。今日我要講嘅嘢係食得健康又實惠 ，eat healthily and smartly。首先介紹下我自己。I'm a doctor of biochemical engineering. I have done a lot of research in food-related area. I taught courses such as food science and technology, food processing technology in different universities. Especially my chemical course got the Teaching Excellence Award at HKUST. I feel more confident to give this talk. We need food every day, so people think they really know very well about food. Is that true? Actually, there are many misconceptions about food. Here, I list 15 statements. Which one is wrong? Can you tell? Maybe I give you some time to go through all these statements. If you can find half of them may be wrong, you are good enough, because these are really very common myths about food. If you think, okay, more than 10 may be wrong, you are a super guy. You do have the independent thinking and maybe very high scientific spirit. Actually, all these 15 are wrong. Surprised? So let's use the following time, try to elaborate. There are 3 parts for this sharing. The first part is the fundamental knowledge of food science. The second, debunk the food myth or misconception. The third one, how to buy food smartly and eat healthily. First, food science. All food are made of chemicals. 所以咧，化學物質唔代表唔好嘅意思。The fundamental characteristics is to provide energy or nutrition from food, and food must be safe. Of course, we are greedy. We really want to have the food to be tasty, to be looking nice, cheaper, and of course, we can just eat without the concern of gaining weight. Let's see the nutrition. The most important is the carbohydrate. They provide energy. They come from various grains like the wheat, rice, corn. We eat the rice or noodles. The typical is starch. Sugar is also common, but not healthy. Oligosaccharide and full dietary high fiber is helpful. Proteins from meat, egg, the milk, soybeans can provide amino acid. Oil and lipid stored in the seeds of plant or meat dairy product, they provide energy and support other physiological functions. The unsaturated fatty acid can reduce cholesterol, such as EPA, DHA, oleic acid. We should try to avoid the saturated fatty acid and the trans fatty acid. From the American Heart Association, we should try to eat more unsaturated fatty acid because they lower the rate of cardiovascular disease, lower the bad cholesterol. We should limit the saturated fatty acid because they raise the bad cholesterol. We should try to avoid the artificial trans fat because they increase the heart disease risk and raise the bad cholesterol. The question is whether you can really lose it, because normally these foods are tasty. Vitamin is vital to our life, though they are needed in a very low amount. Better we get it from food. The pregnant should supplement the folic acid. The elderly need vitamin D and B12. For the normal people, they don't need any additional vitamin. This figure shows how important the vitamin is. You see the red line, it means the diet without milk for the rat. So you see they don't grow after some time. And the green one means the diet with milk. So the rat keep growing, but once you stop the milk supply, then their growth or the body weight start to drop. So this emphasized the importance of vitamin from the milk. Actually, this discovery helped Sir Hopkins to gain the Nobel Prize, roughly 90 years ago. You may be surprised that the bell pepper contains more vitamin C than orange. So this is science. Some people think it's okay to supplement vitamin, but you should be careful, especially when the vitamins are fat soluble. They can cause the toxicity. For example, vitamin A. But the precursor of vitamin A, which is the beta-carotene, because it is water soluble. Even you eat a lot, your skin may become orange, but actually it's fine because the beta-carotene can be excreted together with the urine. Minerals are important, though they are demanded in a low amount. The most common are calcium and iron. They come from meat, dairy products, vegetables. Vitamin D is helpful for the calcium absorption, but too much salt can prevent the absorption. There is a common myth. The soy milk actually does not contain much calcium. If you boil the bone in the soup, not much calcium. So don't expect that you can get more calcium if you drink the soup. That's not true. Let's see this figure. So it means the calcium intake in the world. So normally, the deep color means not enough calcium intake. So for Chinese, we love the tofu. Why? It seems that we are still lacking of the calcium. There are many reasons. Why is Chinese like drinking tea. Tea or coffee can prevent the absorption of the calcium. And the most important reason, I think, is from the too much salt. 中國人食嘢咧好鹹嘅， so that's the reason. The others, the dietary fiber, we need it every day. For me, in the past 20 years, my breakfast contains oatmeal always. Water, of course, we know it is important. Let's use the food science knowledge to debunk the myths about the food. 我哋成日聽到啲人講啦，係老人點講嘅，阿媽點話嘅，係專家講嘅喎，報紙上都係咁寫嘅喎，睇下電台記者廣告都統計都係。Why they are not true? Actually, I have conducted polling. So you see a lot of people. Okay, maybe I show that. See here, about half, more than half actually, they think, okay, the food may be having some amazing properties. So we do need some sharp eyes to debunk the food myth. 首當其衝咧係涼茶，係咪真可以清熱解火咧？廣東啲人、香港啲人都係好中意飲涼茶，係咪真嘅咧？科學上係冇得定義咩係濕熱同埋上火嘅。From the science， 上火就係 you are lacking of the vitamin B2 or C caused by the virus or bacterial infection or dehydration。所以咧係冇咩證據。有時你飲咗涼茶，真係覺得好翻嘅咧，係因為你身體自己嗰個康復咗啦。Or just placebo. 係 based on the ingredient. Nothing is special. 嗰啲大花夏枯草咧，反而係有害嘅。Actually, the Chinese Health Department 佢哋都知嘅，不過佢就話啦，如果一間公司生產一個產品咧超過30年，佢就唔使係做呢啲 testing 係證明到係冇害嘅。咁你有冇同意咧？水果大家都知係好嘢嘅，不過水果咧如果食太多嘅咧，會想屙嘅喎。係咪因為水果性黑？呢個係唔係科學道理嘅？係因為水果咧 too much fructose 果糖。If you eat too much, then it cannot be digested in time. So the fructose will go into the intestine, then it will be utilized by the bacteria to ferment it for gas. So the gas helps the movement of the intestine. 呢個同食蜂蜜嘅通滅嘅道理係一樣嘅。咁好多人好聰明嘅喎，佢覺得香蕉嘅樣咧同個黏性好似嗰啲咩嘢噶嘛，佢就覺得食香蕉可以通便嘅。呢個係唔啱嘅，係因為香蕉咧 contains a lot of resistant starch, not easy to be digested. So actually, in the other countries, they use banana to treat the diarrhea. 我哋中國人食嘢咧係中意熱嘅，係熱辣辣嘅。呢個同西人係完全唔同嘅。佢哋中意食凍嘅嘢嚇，凍飲咯。咁佢打開雪櫃攞支嘢就食。咁所以我哋成日講咧，飲多啲開水啦嚇，唔舒服嗰陣。朋友見面就飲杯熱茶，食飯係熱湯，打邊爐飯後飲即係嗰啲咖啡都係熱嘅。就呢啲係食道癌咧，點解係中國咁多咧？係其他地方唔多嘅喎，好少熱嘅。但係中國係要超過世界上一半嗰啲食道癌嘅。點解？Let's see the category of the compound which may cause the cancer, based on the World Cancer Research Fund. So there are 4 categories. 係2A 卡就係話非常有可能導致嗰個癌症嘅。So it includes the hot drink or food above 65 degrees C， 即係你覺得好熱，即係少少燙都超過65度㗎啦。The reason is it can cause the mutation of the cells. The cell keep mutating, right? Then some may become cancer. So that's the reason. 之前咖啡咧係易避嘅，即係話有可能係致癌嘅。不過而家咧就話唔係㗎啦喎，即係去咗西級，即係話機會唔大嘅。不過如果你係飲嗰啲熱咖啡咧，咁啊都係熱 A 咯，因為嗰個溫度係好高㗎嘛。普洱茶喺香港咧都係好普通嘅，好多人中意嘅，可以減肥，可以降脂，可以咩都做得嘅，係咪真嘅咧？係冇證據嘅，嗰啲證據係嗰啲都係 animal test， or 係 very preliminary 嗰個 result。佢本身嗰個茶多酚咧同其他茶係冇咩差別嘅。30年之前咧好平嘅，只要係被嗰啲香港啊、台灣嗰啲商人炒作。係同其他茶比嘅咧，普洱係後發酵茶嘅，即係話佢咩俾消費者之前咧係冇做過嗰啲消毒殺菌嘅。你攞翻屋企咧都係擺喺一個地方，都唔使話點唔加裝啦，都唔使真空嘅，因為佢就話係嗰度佢就繼續發酵嘅，時間越耐越好嘅，越香嘅，係咪真嘅？呢啲花毛係好常見嘅，係之前都有啲 test 嚇，佢就睇到咧嗰啲茶餅啊，要差唔多1000種個真菌同埋細菌嘅。你用咩生產都得，你生熟都冇所謂，都係有嘅。有好多咧有即係黃曲霉素，呢個係非常強嗰個致癌物嘅，同埋仲有其他嗰啲毒素，時間越耐，個毒素嘅機會就越大，含量都係越高嘅。而家咧中國標準係唔使係驗嗰個黃曲霉素嘅，咁你如果喺屋企有嘅話，你都唔知係有冇噶嘛，因為睇唔到都聞唔到嘅，你洗茶嗰度都洗唔走嘅。所以咧我哋點解要飲茶咧？為咗開心噶嘛，為咗健康噶嘛，係 whether you will take the risk。如果其他茶係得嘅話，點解係一定要飲嗰啲普洱嘅咧？呢排咧好多人中意買嗰啲大白粉，係俾小朋友啦，俾老人家，嗰啲想要去健身房做 gym 嗰班大隻佬咧，都係中意嘅。蛋白質本身係好嘢嘅，但係如果你哋正常食嘢，係通常啲嘢係冇問題，係夠嘅，就係話唔使嘅。點解唔使咧？首先係即係 economical， 即係嗰啲大白粉唔平嘅，而你同嗰啲魚啊、肉比咧，佢一聽咧就係幾百蚊嘅。另外一個係營養上係唔抵嘅，因為大白粉好多係即係大豆提取嘅，嗰個 protein 個 quality 係麻麻，即係唔係最好噶啦。我哋食嗰啲高蛋白嗰啲食物，除咗補充蛋白質，同時補充其他營養素噶嘛。大白粉一個賣點咧，佢係消化吸收啲骨，吸收好快嘅。個問題係你係咪好等時間嘅咧？1個鐘等多一陣去沖個涼做嘢，gym沖個涼之後食飯，唔開心噶嘛？通常為咗嗰啲口味好啲，即係都要甜啲咯，咁佢加咗糖，呢個係唔好嘅，應該盡量避免嘅。如果食太多蛋白質，都會導致嗰啲鈣流失，係唔健康嘅。前幾年咧好流行嗰啲酸性體質，就係我哋身體咧係酸嘅，咁啊所以咧又食多啲解性嗰啲嘢咧去平衡下，或者係你去嗰個即係美容院啦，去把啲酸排走嘅，咁梗係唔啱啦。因為我哋知嘅回酸係好強嘅，嗰個腸液咧就係解性嘅。我哋嗰個即係個 blood 係一個 buffer system 嘅，通常嗰個酸度係變化好細㗎。你睇下，即係7.35至7.45嘅， 嗰個好少嘅變化嘅。如果你超過呢個範圍嘅話，即係話咧中毒，輸啦解都係。咁呢個係一種病嘅喎。如果生咗病，咁你要睇醫生嘅，而唔應該係食咩嘢去即係平衡下即係嗰個酸度㗎啦。呢個人叫 Robert Young 嘅，佢咧係最初你睇下呢啲書都係佢寫嘅。佢而家俾人告到破產㗎啦，所以我估咧應該少啲人食呢個即係 alkaline diet 呢啲嘢㗎啦。呢兩日我睇到一個新聞嘅，就話成都咧有間幼稚園嘅，俾小朋友食茄蔬嗰啲嘢喎，我好驚嘅。我仲驚咧係睇到家長嗰啲評論，家長話好中意呢間喎，好想去喎，即係大家都覺得係熟食係好健康嘅，好好嘅。呢個真係驚到爆嘅。點解咧？我啲人祖先咧係食肉嘅，中意食肉嘅，有機會佢都食肉嘅。嗰啲馬騮嗰啲大猩猩咧，有機會佢都中意食肉嘅。食肉係幫到我哋進化，我哋人體個即係生理功能咧都啱食肉嘅。如果你係完全個素食咁好多營養係唔夠㗎，要補充嘅。如果唔補嘅話，係會生病，會有問題嘅。而家有啲人係因為自己嗰個信仰咯，自己嗰個其他方面自己解食素，咁係 OK 嘅。如果你可以補充其他啲嘢，不過小朋友咧係唔應該係俾小朋友食素嘅。咁佢自己知道可以解，而家佢冇得解，你唔可以即係俾幫佢解咯。係講保健品呢個可以講好多嘅，時間唔多，我都唔可以講太多。大家都知啦，我哋之前真係諗住食補啫，而家食到補噶啦喎，就希望食好啲，食貴啲，咁咧可以聰明啲，長壽啲，咁可以健康啲，可以漂亮啲。咁呢個諗係 OK 嘅。不過而家科學都有啲嘢做唔到噶嘛，科學做唔到咧，保健品咧就做到啦喎。所以你睇下，你打開報紙啦、電視啦、上網啦，你坐巴士、坐地鐵，哇！即係通街都係呢啲保健品廣告嘅。我哋唔係真係睇喎，好多人真係買嘅喎。你睇下，係唔理個中食西食咁其他啲嘢都啲人話一個月幾百蚊買嘅喎，係咪又冇用咧？又冇問題？呢啲咧係我上網揾到嘅，唔同嘅保健品㗎啦。你睇下咩都有嘅喎，係咪？你諗住補邊度？你諗住喺邊度唔舒服？你諗住邊度好啲？基本上佢都幫到你喎，係咪真嘅？係咪真係咁神奇？講保健品一定要講蟲草啦，因為係天地造化㗎嘛，佢好神奇係叫咩乳黃根。咁呢度睇話係本草綱目有記載喎。我哋睇下佢咩嘢咧？首先從生物科學睇咧，佢本身就係一個蟲，被嗰啲真菌感染咗喎。呢啲嘅嗰個寄生真菌咧有幾百種嘅。冬蟲夏草咧都唔係話係本草綱目係冇記載喎，係本草綱目係早過呢個本草重生嘅。本草重生係最先嘅，咁本草綱目真係冇啦，就係話呢個講嘢係唔啱啦。睇下佢有咩成分嘅，呢啲蛋白、糖、嗰啲纖維、嗰啲脂肪，呢啲咧好普通啲嘢喎。啲人話個 mannitol 係咪蟲草酸嘅？呢個係個好普通啲化工原料喎，10幾蚊1公斤嘅，係用喺個口香糖咁開西路嗰度。你啲人話我哋要蟲草素 cordyceps，不過好多蟲草咧係你 test 到唔到呢啲個 compound， 有啲蟲草咧係就冇呢啲 gene to produce 呢個 compound。如果講呢個，咁啊蟲草都唔係蟲草啦。係講真咧，蟲草即係話啲毛毛蟲加埋嗰啲真菌咯，係冇證據嘅。你食嗰啲蟲草咧，同食嗰啲蘑菇係冇咩差別。幾年前，國家咧已經把蟲草咧係貼出嗰啲保健品名單啦，即係話佢唔可以藥食兩用，唔可以要做藥，要做 food 咁樣嘅，咁啱嘅。另外一個問題，大家都要小心嘅，即係話係蟲草因為好貴，咁啊有啲不法商人咧就會加啲即係種菌素咯，所以咧好易超標㗎。你睇下佢驗到咧好多係有問題㗎，所以話蟲草咧冇咩嗰啲神奇嗰啲作用，反而有機會係中毒。咁你有冇食？So fish oil we know very well because it contains a lot of omega-3 fatty acid. And the American Heart Association recommend to take the fish oil or eat fish. So it's popular in the US. However, the recent study found taking fish oil and vitamin D may not help prevent the cancer or the cardiovascular disease. So the updated advice is the fish oil is the functional product. The protection may not be well controlled. So if possible, you don't eat. In order to supplement omega-3 fatty acid, you can just eat fish. When you eat fish, avoid the fish on the top of the food chain because they may accumulate heavy metal, mercury, and other toxins, such as the pesticide. Prebiotics is something good for the bacteria in the intestine, such as inulin, widely added in the food and drink. They may help reduce the body weight. So the researchers want to study why. They fed the rats with inulin-enriched food. 6 months later, it's true, 40% reduced weight, but many of them got cancer. It's scary. So we should be careful when we put the soluble dietary fiber into the drink. We better get it from the food. The probiotics, basically they are yogurt. They have a lot of bacteria which are good. The question is, there are no strong or reliable evidence for this function. It's hard for them to reach the large intestine because of strong stomach acid and the alkaline environment in the intestine. Most will die. Some may arrive eventually, but the small number cannot affect the big number already there, maybe 1 to 10,000. Once you stop drinking, this bacteria cannot survive anymore. In addition, the high sugar in the yogurt is not healthy. They put sugar in because they want to cover the sourness of the yogurt. For the functional food, there could be a long list. Are they really functional, special, useful? I will let you decide based on the knowledge, based on my sharing. I don't mind giving my opinion here. Most people can get enough nutrition from food. Only special groups, the baby, the pregnant, the elderly, may need some nutrients. If you want to buy, go to the pharmacy store. They are more reliable and much cheaper. Most healthy or functional food, they are either useless or not worthy to buy. Some can even contain potential risk. 所以話，如果你有病，你去睇醫生食藥；如果冇病嘅話，你就正常食飯得㗎啦。So don't trust something can be both drug and food. Not possible. Keep away from the industry of the healthy food. About food, there are so many myths and the truth. How to tell? First, we should trust science. Believe in evidence. Be careful of social media. Try to verify from reliable channels. Normally, textbook or the mainstream scientists are the best sources. They have no conflict of interest. Journal papers, professional association, the government organization normally are good. The newspaper with credibility or some people. Actually, I am disappointed by the newspaper in Hong Kong. Most have no scientific spirit. The most unreliable is the advertisement, propaganda, stakeholder. How to verify? You can only use the scientific method and the logical thinking. Try to analyze the major ingredient, how they are produced. Always remember, unusual conclusion need unusual evidence. I said that we should trust science, but sometimes science may not solve all the problems. And sometimes science can even make a mistake. So, we take this example. 食雞蛋呢，會唔會提高嗰啲膽固醇？好耐之前，我哋都覺得係應該少啲食雞蛋，因為膽固醇高啲。不過2016年呢 FDA 係根據當時嗰個證據就取消咗啦。佢覺得冇關係㗎啦，呢兩即係因為身體本身咧都會生產好多膽固醇，即係話我哋可以放心食雞蛋㗎啦。不過幾年之後咧，新嘅證據發現，如果你食多啲膽固醇，咁都會增加嗰個風險嘅，所以咧都要食少啲。呢個係即係 journal paper 嘅。所以即係 science 可以 make mistake， 不過 science 都可以 correct 佢自己個 mistake。我記得之前有個學生，佢好中意食雞蛋嘅，佢有呢啲 concern 嘅。嗰陣係2017年，咁啱好 FDA 取消咗呢個 restriction， 咁我就同佢講冇事㗎，而家覺得可以你中意食多啲冇問題嘅。之後我睇到呢個 journal， 咁我就即刻揾到嗰個同學，話唔得㗎喎。而家嗰個科學證據就係話都唔可以食太多雞蛋，咁科學係錯咗可以認嘅，冇問題。錯咗咧，我哋就 correct。So it's not a big problem. Let's see a video. From the video, you can tell how many mistakes the science has made on recommendation of the diet. Video now.
Oh, you're terrible. Don't eat that food!
Who are you? What are you doing in our house?
I'm from the future. I'm here to warn you, don't eat that food.
Why not?
The eggs, they're full of cholesterol.
What?
Cholesterol, it clogs up your arteries. Eating even just one egg can dramatically increase your chance of heart attack. Don't eat eggs.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome. Godspeed.
Well, I guess I better take those eggs.
Wait! Stop!
You're back!
Yeah, we were wrong about the eggs.
How?
Well, it turns out there's two types of cholesterol. There's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, and eggs actually have both. So you can eat eggs, but just don't eat the egg yolks. So stick with the egg whites.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Godspeed. Wait! We were wrong about the eggs.
Again?
Yeah, okay, so it turns out that the amount of cholesterol in a food doesn't actually affect how much cholesterol ends up in your blood. The eggs are probably fine. In fact, we sort of don't even know what cholesterol is. But the steak! You can't eat the steak!
Why not?
Turns out that red meat increases your chance of heart attack. You have to cut out red meat. So no steak!
Thank you.
Godspeed.
What? No steak, mister.
What?
Wait! We were wrong about the steak. It's the toast. Man was not meant to eat bread.
What do you mean man was not meant to eat bread?
Well, if you think about it, human beings should really only be eating what our Paleolithic ancestors ate. So, therefore, no bread, no toast.
How do you know what our Paleolithic ancestors ate?
Well, we just have to guess, right? I mean, we don't have any way of knowing. Whew. Okay, went back to the Paleolithic. They are not doing well. I don't know what we were thinking. If anything, we should all be eating a lot more bread. Jeez. So I guess just ignore everything I've said and exercise.
Exercise, okay.
Yeah, you guys could probably use it. You've been just sitting here for the last 35 years.
It's been 5 minutes.
Right. Time travel. All right, well, Godspeed. Turns out it's genetic. Doesn't matter whether you exercise or what you eat. I'm sorry I ruined your meal.
I need 10 minutes.
Do you want some eggs?
I'd love some.
From this funny video, you can see science is not almighty. Science may not do everything, but still we see science is the best tool to get to know the world. The third part, how to eat healthily and smartly. Always remember, the diet should be balanced, moderate, diverse, and adequate. So from the food pyramid, Hong Kong Health Department, the most common should be the greens, followed by vegetable and fruit. Then the milk, meat, fish, egg. We should limit the fat, oil, salt, and sugar. In the United States, they recommend the plate. See, it's very clear. The vegetable and greens are the most common, and then fruit, protein, dairy. In China, obviously, they referred to the US style, but they just use the yin-yang style. The diet is very important to the health. For a healthy diet, it causes more deaths than even the smoking in the whole world. For Chinese, the death from the high salt diet is the highest among the world. 我哋食太多嘢㗎啦，一定要食少啲。In terms of vegetable, we are okay. We have the lower death rate. But in terms of fruit, still Chinese people, they need to eat more fruit. The death rate is quite high. Let's see the serious dietary problem for Chinese. The top 5. The first one is high sodium, low whole grains, low fruit, and low nuts, seeds, low omega-3 acid. So this is for China. Different countries may have different problems. Globally, we see for the nuts and the seeds, it's far than enough. This is the actual. For the milk, also very low. Whole grain, just 1/4. Red meat should be limited, but we eat more than the recommendation. This is 2A carcinogenic. For the salt, roughly doubled. And the processed meat also is more than doubled around.啲人話我減肥食健康啲，我又食沙拉，呢個係咪一定健康嘅呢？未必嘅喎。睇下呢個，呢個係沙拉喎，呢個係 hamburger。通常啲 hamburger 我哋話係唔健康噶嘛。不過你睇下嗰個 calorie，個沙拉is much higher than 3 hamburgers. Why? Because of the higher fat and the carbohydrate. It depends on the dressing or the sauce. How to make the potato healthier? So if deep fried, of course it's tasty, but a lot of oil inside. So the energy is much higher, not healthy. If you use oven baked, or especially now, there is an air fryer, so the energy is much lower. Meat is very important to us. We have to eat every day. And we also know that the white meat is more healthy than the red one. Why? Because in the red one, some compounds may be converted to carcinogenic compounds during the processing or cooking. So we should reduce eating too much. And for processed meat, it's the first level carcinogenic because through the curing, smoking, many compounds may become carcinogenic. We should try to avoid actually. You can eat more the soybeans or fish, just like 地中海飲食, or remove the fat when you cook. The cooking method, okay, you can use the boiling, steaming. You should avoid the barbecuing or the frying. Carbohydrate is important because it supports the metabolism of fat, provides energy to the brain. The energy from carbohydrate should be more than half. So you see the figure. The lowest point means the carbohydrate energy be roughly a half. You have higher carbohydrate or lower carbohydrate, both will cause higher hazard to the health. Every 4 to 5 hours you need to eat. So it's very important not to skip the breakfast. Some people say, yeah, I want to keep fit, and I know there is a very famous keto diet. This can cause the ketosis. It is used originally for treating some disease. As a diet, in a short time, maybe you can lose weight because of the loss of muscle. Do you like it? In the long time, it can cause a very severe problem. From the blog of this famous actress, she said only oil, no other things, and some toxin, which is not true. Later, she apologized for the misleading information, actually. 大家都知㗎啦，如果要減肥，一定係要食少啲，運動多啲。點可以食少啲呢？啲商家呢就推出一個減糖電飯煲，呢個可唔可以幫到減肥呢？咁我哋睇呢條先咯。
減肥應唔應該食飯，都係一個老生常談嘅問題啦。只不過呢排減糖電飯煲老是常出現，就令到呢個話題再一次咁引起關注。於是記者就去到科大請教咗佢，睇下電飯煲係咪真係可以幫米脫糖先。
我哋食米飯主要係為咗食嗰啲糖，即係碳水化合物，因為我哋有能量噶嘛。呢啲減糖電飯煲咧，佢就生產在煮飯嘅過程中，嗰啲澱粉可以溶喺個米湯中。煮嘢之後咧，嗰啲米湯唔要噶啦，所以咁樣就係少咗嗰啲中間嗰啲糖就同米湯一齊走噶啦。佢個原理係咁樣噶。
嗱，咁究竟實質可以減到幾多呢？有請同學仔出場啦。
咁首先呢個就係減糖電飯煲啦。咁我哋都有同普通電飯煲做比較嘅。咁喺減糖電飯煲度啦，就跟翻佢說明書嘅指引嘅。咁就係落咗總共200 gram 嘅米，再加1400毫升嘅水，啱啱高過佢嘅米上面1 cm 左右。跟住之後就開始煲，跟住就每隔10分鐘就係攞佢水裡面嘅 sample， 之後 send 呢啲 sample 再去總碳分析儀計佢裡面究竟有幾多碳含量，從而去推算佢有幾多糖去溶解咗出嚟。
即係有啲澱粉咧可以溶喺嗰個米湯中，不過嗰個量咧非常之少嘅，只要幾個%嘅，即係2-3個%啊。做咗幾次實驗都證明到係咁嘅。就好似你食咗1碗飯，少咗1斤，嗰個差別係好少嘅。
竟然係咁，但係坊間幾款唔同嘅電飯煲都聲稱可以減糖30%嘅喎。
用200 gram 嗰啲米，普通電飯煲咧大約你可以攞到400 gram， 但係如果減糖電飯煲咧，差唔多係3倍嘅。呢個原理咧係因為多咗水，所以咧一開始相同嗰個米飯就多咗啦。如果你係同之前一樣係1日食咁啊，一餐食1碗飯嘅話，咁啊好似就少咗嗰啲碳水化合物。不過如果咧你都係食晒，你煮幾多食幾多咧，咁嗰個差別就唔大噶啦。
理論上用普通電飯煲嘅時候加多啲水，令到煮出嚟嘅飯容積比較大，人食咗之後容易有飽腹感，亦都可以達到所謂嘅減糖效果。糖尿病患者就要更加小心啦。因為白飯嘅升糖指數始終比較高，要維持理想嘅血糖水平，都係要小心咁計算食物中嘅碳水化合物。
要減肥最簡單就係食少啲，咁啊少咗1次斤咧，能幫到幾多咧？另外一個，如果你諗住即係撳低嗰個升糖指數，即係健康啲咧，就食下嗰啲糙米啊、麥片同埋即係全穀類嗰啲粟米啊嗰啲。
Sugar in the past was used as drug or seasoning. Now becomes very common. Basically, you can put the sugar into everything you want. Sugar is an empty calorie, we should try to avoid as much as possible. But the number in the amount of sugar in our drink or food is very high. In this drink, it's roughly 17 out of 100, very high. So people are aware of the potential risk caused by sugar. Some countries are proposing the sugar tax. High sugar, you have to pay more tax. Personally, I support this initiative. Many people have concerns on the safety of genetically modified food. However, the mainstream of science has no doubt. The GM food are not only just safe, they are cheaper, higher yield, environment more friendly, looks much better, and more nutritious. From the smiling face, you know, GM food are more environmental friendly and safer. So if without the modern technology, these crops, so the corn, the cucumber, cannot be enjoyed by us. In China, it's not allowed to plant the soybeans, but it's okay for importing. You know, they import a lot because higher yield and much cheaper. Compared with Brazil and the United States, China planting area is very low. Actually, this is a very serious problem considering the food supply challenge in China. Here, I want to recommend a cooking oil to you. Even I have not received any advertising fee from the company. Canola oil. They taste much better, more nutritious, much cheaper. Even the FDA allows, the company can claim or put the label in their product, say this product can reduce the coronary heart disease. No comment, means the oil is really good. From this figure, on the top, they are much better because they contain the yellow one monosaturated and less the red one. Red means saturated. We should try to avoid the red and having more yellow. Canola oil, sunflower oil are the best. The coconut oil, butter, palm oil, animal fat, they are the worst. Try to avoid those things. Here I want to remind you, don't eat or buy the traditionally produced peanut oil. Why? Because of the potential contaminant aflatoxin. 呢個 talk 講到而家咧就差唔多噶啦。我唔知咧你係咪同意我講嘅嘢？你有冇學到嘢？你記唔記得係我哋一開始咧有15個問題？呢15個咧都係唔啱嘅。你而家睇，你可唔可以解釋點解係唔啱咧？ In order to prepare this sharing, I have studied a lot of books, reference, internet information. Here is not a complete list. I really want to thank them. 多謝大家時間。我廣東話真係講得麻麻地嘅，希望大家聽得明。如果要講得唔明白、唔清楚，或者唔啱嘅地方咧，請指出。希望大家 買得實惠，食得健康。最後，祝所有人體重要牛氣沖天。Thank you，拜拜。